Hello, Warren Hewitt here. Hope you're doing marvellously well. Hold on, that's not right. Hello, everyone. Yes, I am back again, and yes, I do still have like a bandage. Again, in case you haven't, heard, I had surgery last Wednesday. Oh, hold on, the TV went off. Sorry. I have ADD, I got distracted. Okay, so I did say to everybody that this was going to come. This is probably when everybody goes, nope, see you later. Okay, thanks for stopping by, okay, and ruining my watch time. But this is a celebration video, a Q&A, and also I'm going to discuss my plans for the channel moving forward, because I do have quite a lot of plans, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into the Q&A. So I'll put like a query for Q&A for people to give me questions. And out of the 1,150 subscribers or whatever it is now, it was like 10-12 people that get enough of a shit to send me a little question. So I thought what I'll do is I'll answer these questions for you, and it's not going to be a long one. I just thought, you know what, I hit 1,000 subscribers, it's a big thing for me, and I just want to take time to say thank you so much for all the support. Honestly, like I've never ever been able to find like a place, it sounds really cheesy, but I kind of never been able to find a place where I kind of feel like my geekness is accepted. And honestly, it's like I'm now into like all these new forums and stuff, and everybody, it's great, man. It's just like, oh my god, Paul Thirdman. It's like, bro, I'm like, oh, okay. Yes, I have friends. If anybody that doesn't know, I do have friends, but I don't have many. I've got a very tight-knit I'm very selective when it comes to friends, and I don't normally like keep in touch with them. Like, we go out once like a month if I'm lucky. So it's quite hard for me to like network with my friends and stuff, right? But there's a whole autism channel, you can check all that stuff out. Okay, so guys, honestly, thank you so much for all the support. Thank you for the comments. And just again, honestly, some of the comments I've received on some of the videos, and again, I've shared it on like the Acustica page and all the Acustica guys, man. There's Acustica guys that are on that page that are just like, Paul, I love your stuff, man. I'm like, bro, I'm like, oh my god, I need to think of the right gif. I'm like, it's so sad. I'm like, oh my god, you deserve the best gift. So honestly, guys, I appreciate everybody's support, not just Acustica, right? The people that have supported my music, because again, I've got music stuff on the channel as well. I'm releasing a debut album next year now because this took so much of my time. Again, music marketing stuff. Again, I've got videos all about releasing singles and talking about music distribution and stuff like that. And again, all you guys that are subscribed for that stuff, I'm still planning on doing videos to kind of just amalgamate everything together. So there's lots of stuff coming, and guys, thank you so much for all the support. I really appreciate it, and I love the fact that you love my hello everyone. I do. I actually get messages from people, subscribers, and the first thing they say is hello, HALLO, hello everyone. So you enjoy it, right? Hopefully you enjoy it more than the Warren Hewitt's. I'll be doing marvellously well, and I can't do a Warren Hewitt impression. Okay, I can't do it. So let's get straight into the Q&A. So we're talking about 12 questions or whatever it is. Okay, I've got them here. I'm not going to say any names for GDPR or whatever. I don't know. I don't care, right? So, but honestly, the people that sent me in questions, right? Thank you so much, right? I really appreciate it. So let's just get straight into one of the first questions that I've got. So a few of you people were actually interested in YouTube, and somebody asked me very kindly, so what does it feel like to finally reach 1,000 subscribers? And it feels amazing. Honestly, guys, it feels absolutely amazing to reach 1,000 subscribers, especially in the time that it's taken me. Because the reason I did all of this and I do all these plug and shootouts is because I know it's part of my autism. I know it is. I am very focused, and when I take a passion in something, I become very passionate about it. Ever since I was at college for 2 years, I did a HND in Adam Smith College. It was, oh guys, I'm talking about it was sponsored by Avid mixing desks. The first time you ever get to you actually get to play about with U87s, ribbon microphones, TLM 184s, I can't remember what they're called now, I can't remember. But all these great mics, spring-loaded floors, 3 different studios, big massive speakers, and a lot of money was put into it, and it was a great learning curve and a great experience. And I would suggest anybody from Scotland to check out that course. It's amazing. And then from there I did a 2-year degree in audio engineering, and that didn't really go too well because it was more based on the gaming side. Honestly, right, I went in there going like, I want to be an audio engineer, I want to be a mixing engineer, and I'm not joking yet. It was like I was doing stuff like making gravel and boulder sims for a fucking mouse maze game. They created a game called Mouse Maze, because what you all know, anybody, probably people in America will probably know that Rockstar Games started off in Dundee, and the gaming side of Dundee is vibrant. It's everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere. So everybody's trying to get into the gaming side in Dundee. So Aberdeen University is very, very geared to that. So even the audio engineering is geared to that. And it was boring. It was all about Foley and stuff, and I didn't like it. It was crap gear as well. They didn't really have any good gear either. So in the end, I've got an audio engineering degree, and kind of ever since then, I've just never lost a passion. And I'm an old romantic. I left a comment today to somebody, and I was just speaking about, I was watching an interview with JGP. I've watched it 3 times, right, over the past like 8-9 years, and I love hearing these guys speak about consoles and feeling the desk speaking to you, and like recording, taking all that time producing, and then going, right, we've got to pick the right mixing studio to mix in, right? We've got to have the right studio, right? Ocean Way, that's not going to work. What about this? What about that? And Abbey Road and stuff like that. I love all that geekiness. I love the stories. There's something that's very magical about consoles. I used to love being in college. I used to go on my days off and just sit with the faders and play them back and forth, and just like sit and listen to a song. Half the time I didn't know what I was doing, but there was something magical about being one and just having it come back to you. And you can sometimes feel the desk and the console and stuff. And I'm an old romantic with stuff like that. And I'm very interested in analog and digital and what the digital realm could offer. So it's really, really, really important for me to have people share that passion and actually like what I do. I am egotistical, right? I've kept it down over the years, right? I'm older now, right? I'm over 30, I'm 31 now, right? So I'm like, my ego's went down over the years and I became more humble, right? I've still got a lot of learning to do. My shootouts can be better, but I put a lot of work in to grow and develop, and it's just really great to have, in such a short amount of time, have so many people like what I do and share that. And honestly, some of the people that I speak to, loads of people. I love the people that message me randomly. People think I'm autistic, I don't like it, but it's online. If it was face to face, I would walk in, I wouldn't like it, right? You need to tell me when you're coming, right? If I know you're coming, that's fine, right? I can process everything and like have set conversations, because I'll probably come out with some stuff that's mental with my Asperger's. But online it's great, because I can take time, I can process what you've just asked me, and then we can start conversations. And I love speaking to you guys. I really, really do. You don't pester me. My wife hates you, right? My wife despises you all, okay? She'll be like, Paul, when are you going to have time for me? I'm like, this is my subscribers, Laura, okay? These are my people, okay? These are my bros, okay? These are my bros and my hoes, okay? They're dear to me. Yes, I probably take more time on you guys than my wife, so I've got to sort that shit out, okay? I've got to sort that out. But again, it's my passion. YouTube's now my passion, it's my focus. Audio engineering is my focus and my passion, and I love sharing it with you guys. So, 1,000 subscribers, yes, it feels amazing, and it is a great feeling. So for any of you guys that are YouTube channels and starting out, maybe doing what I'm doing, keep away at it, but stop. All I'm going to say, right, because this comes to the next question, and another question was, have you got any tips to get to 1,000 subscribers? I've got a whole video when I reach 500 about how to get to 500 subscribers, right? So I got to 1,000 subscribers in just under 10 months, right, about 9.5 months. There's a whole video, watch that. But in terms of just like a very, very quick tip, all I'm going to say is don't be lazy, right? I don't want to like ruffle feathers, right? I don't really give a shit, right? But there's a lot of laziness that goes about. I take a lot of time, and you probably know I take a lot of time with shootouts, matching everything to integral LUFS and listening critically. I have to listen over and 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 over to the point where you kind of lose your perception. But I need to do it to make sure that everything is as close as possible and everything's fair. A lot of people are lazy, and the plugin reviews are very, very easy, right? That's all I'm going to say, right? Because you've got nothing else to compare it to. So you can play about with it and do it like in one take, right? Where what I've got to do is I've got to take 3 separate things and be fair to them all. And one might sound better, then I've got to go like, could that sound better than that? And you try and get to a level pegging, and then you've got to then edit in as well. So what I do in terms of the plugin shootouts is, if you're going to plugin shootouts, you've got to do it right. You've got to match everything to integral LUFS. You've got to think tonally, and you've got to be fair, and you've got to have an open, right? You can give your opinions, but you've got to be fucking honest, right? A lot of this goes on, right? And fair enough, right? We're here to make money. If you're a YouTuber, if somebody offers me dough, by the way, I've not got anything, I've got no sponsorships. If somebody offered me, went, Paul, there's a bit of money, I'd think about it. Genuinely, if they asked me, well, but Paul, we want kind of the review to go in my favour. Nah, shove it. I'm not doing it. I don't care. It's that's the thing. I'm very proud person, and I'm very proud of my opinion and what I think. But everything's subjective, and I want to keep it subjective. So everything that I do, I kind of feel that a lot of people have certain opinions, and they kind of push those opinions, and especially when, so for example, right, Waves Ecospheres came out. Have I done Waves Ecosphere? No, because Waves haven't paid me to do it. Would I have done a review? Probably. If they told me, like, Paul, right, you need to make sure that, like, you give it a good review, then I'd probably say, well, just leave it then, because I might not like it. It looks like a very cool plugin, but there's politics. There's a lot of politics that I'm learning about YouTube and stuff. And if you're starting out, you've just kind of got to be very aware that there's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of people doing what I'm doing right now, and you've kind of just got to do the best that you could do. Right? It's what my wife always says: you do you, right? And it's a really good tip. You do you. Focus on you. Don't focus on. You need to kind of keep an eye on the competition, okay? But just make sure that what you're doing is the best, right? Always look at yourself and go, I look at my old acustica videos, right? And again, they're too long, and you can see how I've adapted the channel and stuff, and certain things that I've done, the way that I've done my shootouts. I listen to advice. If you're a YouTuber, listen to your audience, because they're who are subscribing, okay? So I'd probably say the biggest tip would be, just don't be lazy, do the best you could do, and look and listen to your audience. That's the reason why I'm always down in the community section, asking you what you want, listening to your opinions. I comment back to every single one. Sometimes you do, sometimes you probably get a notification that says, Paul Third has replied, and you're like, oh, no, man, this is going to be put a paragraph, and it normally is. But I love it. I love speaking to you, okay? So that was, I think that was there was one last, a little sneaky question, was all talking about YouTubers. And they're like, Paul, are there any YouTubers that you dislike? And I did say any question that I'll answer. But again, it was like, are there any YouTubers that you like, and any YouTubers that you dislike? So in terms of YouTubers that I like, that I follow quite a lot, I know, is it White Noise Studio, the Dutch guy, right? It is shit, snake oil, smoking a pancake, right? Him, I can't help but watch him, right? I can't. He's one of these guys that, like, he does it his own way, and like I need to watch it. Like, I'm subscribed, and I watch as soon as he brings out a video. I'm watching it. Right? I do. I can't help but watch them. So I quite like him, right? A lot of people don't like him, but I need to watch it. It's just one of these things, right? He's a bit Marmite, but whatever. Next one that I like is Ed Thorne. Ed Thorne's been really cool guy for me. He basically does what I do, but in hardware, and he's kind of very focused on hardware, and his passion's in hardware, and he's a drummer, and his growth has been, it's probably the biggest inspiration to me has been Ed, because I see somebody that's quite similar in terms of, like, we're in the audio engineering industry in YouTube. His videos are much better than mine. Like, this is the best background I can get. He's got a dead cool background and a much better camera and a much better voice as well. Yes, by the way, there are subtitles, and most of the people, the English isn't their first language. They've well switched off by now. They're like, oh, I'm not interested, right? But Ed Thorne's a really cool guy. He's been really good with me, giving me advice. And again, I've been watching what he does. And again, he's managed to get he just hit 5,000 subscribers. I think it's in under a year. I think it is in under a year. He's managed 5,000 subscribers in under a year. Okay, he did have one big video that did really well, and he's got a lot of subscribers from that. But you still can't take away what he's managed to create, and he's only going to go up on the rise. And that's kind of how I see myself. I kind of see myself, hopefully, kind of going on that, like, trajectory, and looking at myself and seeing what I could do better, listening to you guys, and kind of thinking about what I could do next. Okay, so that's kind of the YouTube stuff done. No, it's not. I know you're going to say, Paul, tell me who you don't like. Certainly, no, it is. I'll probably say like some of the YouTubers that I dislike is like the fake ones. I hate the fake ones, and the kind of a lot of the people that my wife watches, not like the people that are just there to like they rehash everything. I'll say the people that I dislike on YouTube are the people that do the worst content ever. No, it's like, let's sit in a drive-through. It's like, I just ordered the entire McDonald's menu. I'm like, I don't want to sit. Like, I don't want to sit and watch you eat McDonald's for fucking 5 minutes, man. It's like, oh yeah, I took the dog out on a walk. I'm like, fuck off, man. I don't care. I don't care. It's like, oh, 24 hours. 24 hours eating only food from Home Bargains. I'm like, people do that anyway. It's like, what the like, oh, my hauls. What the fuck is hauls? I'm like, look at my Primark haul. It's like, no fuck, if I wanted to see a Primark haul, I'd just go to Primark, right, and just sit there and watch what people were buying, right? I don't care. It's like, why are you telling me what you bought at Primark, right? So there you go, right? Audio engineering wise, yeah, man, a lot of cool cats, right? I like them all, right? I'm subscribed to them. YouTubers like that, they do my boxing. All the fake ones, and they're always trying to sell something that there's nothing to do with what they're speaking about and stuff. But that stuff, man, it's just fucking waste of time, man. Influencers, man, like whatever. Okay, I'm not an influencer, right? I'm none. But okay, so that's the YouTube stuff done. Okay, right, we'll kind of go with. Oh shit. So that's the YouTube stuff done, right? We've kind of answered all those questions, right? So other questions that I had was about waves. I had a few questions about waves. Kind of three of them were all the same. So basically, to sum up, they were asking me, Paul, I completely agree with your fall of waves audio video. And basically, to sum it up, the question kind of boils down to this. It's basically, what can waves audio do to kind of get their users back on track? Like, how did they get them back on side? All three people were going on about the Waves update plan, and if you don't know, the Waves update plan is basically, it's a con, right? I don't think they do anything in V11, V9, V, fucking whatever V it is now, V12. There's a few little tweaks that they do. So again, you have resizable GUIs, right? Come on, right? You imagine being a Waves audio user, right, and going, yes, you have to pay for an upgrade. And it's like, yes, we're now giving you resizable GUIs. You're like, fucking what? So that the actual sound quality isn't better. You're giving me a resizable GUI. You could have gave me that years and years and years ago. I think the Waves update plan they need to scrap. Get rid of it, man. Get rid of it. It's a waste of money. The plugins, again, you can hear from the shootouts, the plugins aren't anywhere near the quality of everybody else. They're old code. Again, they could do what they want in updates, but they're just not there. There hasn't been one shootout yet that Waves audio has sounded better than the rest of them. It's very, very subjective. And yes, I totally understand. Again, I don't want to get in this debate where it's like, Waves audio plugins have been getting used for years and years and years, and they made great sounding records. True, but that was the technology that we had at the time. That's like turning around. That's like listening to a Robert Johnson record and going, "Well, Robert Johnson was able to do his records and they sounded great. And all he had was a microphone and a tape." It's like, sounds all right for the time, but we're in a different place now. Technology has advanced. Okay, there is better tools out there. So it's all code. For me, what they need to do is they need to go back to basics. I understand it must be hard for Waves because people are still buying the plugins, but I'll guarantee you, if they were to kind of go, know what, we want to go back to our plugins. We want to make our plugins just as good as Plugin Alliance and Slate and Overloud and Arturia. We want to get to that level. That's fine. I don't think anybody would have a problem with taking the plugins back, redoing them, like looking into more to the actual behaviours of the THD. Okay, in that video, again, I was like, I'm still learning as well, but again, it's like I understand more about THD now. THD is a measurement, but again, they could do a better job at trying to emulate that THD behaviour. And again, when you're like riding the gain and the inputs and stuff like that, and the kind of changes that's given to you, they could do a better job at that. They could try oversampling. I think everybody knows that Waves could do a better job with oversampling. My God, they should just do oversampling. And at least give you oversampling options. Guaranteed that would get more sales. And overall, just try and be a little bit more creative with their algorithms and stuff. And Wave stuff sounds like they don't sound as wide. They just don't sound as good. They just don't sound. Even the Waves F6, you do Waves F6 versus Fab Filter, and you listen to that subtractive EQ video that I did. It's like Fab Filter night and day. It's crazy. It shouldn't be that way. So there's a lot of stuff Waves got to do. Waves rely purely on their marketing. Even check out. I mean, For anybody that doesn't know, right, that Ecosphere plugin that came out and the free plugin that came out, it is on everywhere over YouTube. It's everywhere. Honestly, everywhere I look, it's like Waves Ecosphere. They're paying to get that plugin in front of you because that's all they've got. That's all they're relying on is the big guy, CLA. That's really all who's really still doing Wave stuff, right? CLA is it. All the rest of the guys that you've noticed have all disbanded. They're not really got anything to do with Waves now. CLA is the only guy there, probably because he's getting the biggest pay packet. And it's in front of you. They're paying so much for their marketing. Waves is they're the kings of marketing. Okay, but in terms of just to answer that question, to sum up, I'd just say oversampling. Keep the prices the same because the prices are pretty damn good. But overall, look, if you want to be the best plugin manufacturer, look at everybody else and try and emulate what they're doing. Try oversampling. Try better THD. Just try and make fucking better plugins, right? Get into convolution sampling, right? Get into what Acustica and all these guys are doing, right? What about convolution sampling, right? See if Waves got into like what Acustica is doing. Imagine that. But they're not going to do it because, again, the technologies, I'll guarantee it, when Acustica get the technology to the point, and there will be a day when they get it, when convolution sampling and those CPU, that high kind of CPU usage, see when they fix that, everybody's going to jump ship and you probably won't get algorithmic plugins anymore. I'll guarantee you. All the algo developers are doing, they're going, CPU, that's too much of an issue. As soon as they see it, and there will be a day, we'll know it's technology, everything's possible. There is going to be a day when convolution like sampling doesn't affect CPU. There'll be a way of doing it and it'll be just as quick as algo plugins and everybody will jump ship. I'll guarantee you. And they're just waiting on it. But Waves, just need to make better fucking plugins. Be a bit more creative. Right? Stop rehashing stuff. Even the CLA stuff. I found out that new CLA plugin, right? Listen to this, right? So see how he done the whole like 3 parts, the depth thing. And he's going, this is my analog unit, my analog unit. In the manual, Waves actually state, this isn't based off the analog delays. It's basically taking the technique that he uses and basically rehashing again. I've talked so much about Waves rehashing. They're their own reverbs. The reverb that they already have, they've just put it into like a workflow and done it that way. So people that have watched that video thinking, oh, they've sampled the analog delays and reverbs that Chris uses. No, they've not. They really haven't. They've just rehashed the reverbs and delays that they've already got. So, again, there's lots of stuff they could do. Hate speaking about Waves because I've spent too much money. Okay, so we've kind of went through the Waves audio stuff. We've done that. I have 2 questions left, and the second last question was, Paul, do you genuinely believe that one day digital will be as close as analog? Here's the thing. It's already close. It's already close. The FG2A shootout that I did, the Tim P is getting there. As close as you're ever going to get. It's as close as you're ever going to get. And it's a tough one. I think convolution sampling is going to get there. I think. Here's the only issue with convolution sampling, right, is that it's sampling the hardware, but it's one take, right? Think about it this way, when you're using Acustica and you say go from, say, 150 Hz to 200 Hz, right? It's a sample at 150 Hz and it's a sample at 200 Hz, right? It's an impulse response, a fixed impulse response, okay? You got to remember about hardware is that hardware can be predictable, but it'll be quite unpredictable at the same time, because again, tubes can wear, right? Again, it could be the circuitry, it could be anything, it could be the power that you're putting into it, right? It could be the much input you're giving it. Again, plugins, Acustica is slightly different, acts a little bit more like analog in terms, because you really should be giving it -18. But, and that's the thing with digital plugins, is that they're consistent, right? They're fixed. Analog it's non-linear. That's the thing. Acustica do great jobs in like trying to give you the non-linear responses, but again, it's one non-linear response of that sampled hardware at that specific time. That's the thing. So it's going to get close. It's basically convolution sampling has got to a point where it can basically give you the sound of analog, but a very specific sound of analog, which to me is close enough, right? Tools are tools. I mentioned it earlier on. They're just see stuff as tools. If you can get close enough, why would I want to buy a $3.5 grand, right? That's how much it is. Universal Audio LA2A. Why would I want to? Like Tim P's comp is there. It's as close as you're going to get. Is there a $3.5 grand difference? Is that extra $3.5 grand going to give you a sound of something that you just paid $3.5 grand for? No, it's not going to do it. And then you've got to kind of ask the question, well, is analog better than digital? I'm to the point now when I'm just like, okay, it's close enough, man. It's close enough. The tools are there. I know I could use those tools to make just as good a sounding record. Comes out of preference. In the end, you don't know what I've used when I make a record, right? You could say have Michael Brower mixing in his, using his all his old gear, and then you could listen to a new Michael Brower record, because seemingly I've watched the video and he's kind of mainly in the box now. Guarantee you're not going to know. You're not going to sit there and go, oh, that is not analog. That is not fully analog. You're not going to do it because he's a good mixer, right? He feels that the tools that are available just now are going to give him the end result. And it's the end result that matters, right? You don't listen to someone and go, that's an analog sounding record. Not anymore. I get it, the plugins before. Again, old Waves plugins and stuff. You can hear the difference. But they're getting very, very close, right? And again, you might have algo plugins that just still you go, oh, the analog's better. And it's that kind of low 3D kind of character and stuff. But it's close enough, and you can still make great sounding records, and there are tons and tons and tons and tons, tons and tons and tons of records being made completely in the box. Even if you think about Serbian Guinea uses a metric halo channel strip. My God, how old is that, right? And he uses that, and you don't sit there and everybody's like struggling to find what Serbian Guinea does. Yes, he has a hardware chain as well, okay, but he does use the metric halo. I know he uses that quite a lot. So what's it matter, right? We're close enough, and I think that's what my tests are doing just now. My tests just now are basically just to kind of just to sit and go, are we close enough to stop the debate? Does it matter? And it's the price difference, okay? So an Avalon, right? So again, if I can get my hands on an Avalon, of course I'm going to do it against Acustica Amber, because I want to know, is this close enough to basically say, right, is that worth fucking 10 grand or whatever it is difference? Is that worth that difference? And that's the thing you've got to think about. You imagine if you like own a studio and you were able to sell all that, you'd be minted. You can think of some of the studios. Well, like you go, I've got a 10 grand unit there, 10 grand there, 5 grand, 3 grand, 4 grand, big massive mixing console. And imagine you're just a mixing engineer. Imagine the money. You could retire. You could actually retire. That's how crazy it is. So I'd say we're close enough, but I don't know how close we are. That's why I'm doing these videos. That's why I'm now into Access Analog. That's why I'm into Acustica. I'm into 10p. I'm into the Nebula stuff. These people that are using convolution sampling, I believe convolution sampling is where it's at. And it's kind of still in its infancy, kind of. It's no complete yet. There's still bugs. There's still issues with it. It's still slow. Again, we can't really fix the CPU issues just now, the file sizes and stuff. But we're there. And again, I don't know how close we are until I completely eliminate Access Analog at every single unit that they have, until I can get my hands on actual analog gear, until I can get into people's studios and do these tests and find out. And hopefully at the end of it, I could just sit back and go, close enough. That's all I care about. If I can sit back and go, close enough, who cares? Who cares? Sell your analog gear, because it's not going to make a difference. But we don't know that yet. Okay, we don't know. Now, the last question kind of leads me perfectly on to the end of the video. So if you've stuck and listened to me waffle, great, thank you very much. You've helped my watch time. But the last question was, Paul, what's your plans for the channel, Paul? I'm really excited to see where you take the channel, Paul. I can see you're kind of on a journey, but I don't know where that journey is. You say you've got plans. What are your plans? I'm excited to know. So in terms of the channel, in terms of moving forward, obviously I'm very close to getting the channel monetized, right? I think I'm only needing, I think when I looked this morning, I think I'm 600 hours of public watch hours short of getting the channel monetized, okay? So what I plan on doing is I plan on doing a few things. So Access Analog, I'm really happy I managed to get Access Analog involved. Really handy for me to do the analog versus digital. So I've got Access Analog involved. Again, they're allowing me to sample the hardware. Again, it's not like a thing where I'm like, I've got unlimited access. I've got limited access to it. So I've got enough access to print stuff. So I'm basically going to take Access Analog, and I am going to, in a nutshell, try and sample everything. I'm just going to try and do everything. Even stuff where it's not got plugins, maybe just do a wee review of it to help other guys out, because they've got certain analog gear that they were like, we actually sampled this because we want to help out this manufacturer. No problem, I'll do videos like that. I've still got to do Acustica Audio Cola. I've still got to get into the mastering stuff as well. You know what I mean? The Masterlex and Ivories and stuff like that. So, you know, it's a journey, and I want you guys to follow me on that journey. And it's all about learning. I'm learning as I go along. My aim is to kind of get this album kind of done. Again, I was planning on doing one every month, and it's unrealistic. Again, it's like from my first single, I hate the sound of my first single. I could have mixed it better because I now have a better understanding of certain plugins and tools I could have used that I didn't have before. Again, using the titanium on the mix bus instead of the Realtek Pultec, and using the Better Maker, and again, because you can see in that video, it makes it sound better, dynamic transient, and learning techniques and looking back at your mixes and going, I shouldn't have done that. I've learned this from this, I've learned this from that. Even doing the plugin shootouts, I actually learn stuff and I go, I actually quite prefer that. What about I try this technique and that technique? And you're adapting, and hopefully by the time I get to the end of the album, it's a thing where it's like, I would like to say I'm quite a well-established mixer, in my opinion of myself. I think it's fine what other people think. Yeah, some people might go, your mix is some shit, but if you're happy with your mixes, that's all that matters, right? All that matters. Be proud of yourself. I look back at my first single and I go, I could have done it better, but that was the best that I could have done at that time. I believe it was the best I could have done at that time. I looked into different tools, what could I have done differently, what could I have used differently, how could I have used them differently, and I know that I'm thinking about doing a remix of my first single to show you mixing with acustica audio, what I've learned from the acustica audio plugins and the plugins that I use, different techniques that I've learned along the way to kind of show you my mixing kind of journey. You have a lot of people out there that are very, very, very concerned about you listen to me, you sign up to me, I tell you how to be the best mixer, right? I'm telling you, this is going to make you a better mixer. I'm not there to do that. And that's the thing, I'm learning from you guys. I'm putting stuff up there in the realisation that a lot of you guys might go, that sounds fucking terrible. But I'm going to learn and I'm going to hopefully get better, and it's a journey. This is what this channel is all about. It's a journey, right? So, what have I got planned, right? What have I actually got planned? So, Access Analog, we've got sorry, I kind of went off a tangent there, right? So, Access Analog, we're going to kind of keep on doing that. I'm going to rip the arse out of that, right? And then, when COVID's over, what I plan on doing is I plan on going around the UK into different studios. I want to speak to you guys, right? I want to speak to you engineers, right? Warren Hewitt and guys like that, and they've done great jobs speaking to the big engineers, right? And it's great. It's unbelievable. It's great to have that, to like actually have a look into people's studios and kind of hear about how kind of they mix. But I want to kind of go more grassroots. I want to go in your studios. I want to sample your hardware. I want to do tests. I want to speak to you. I want to speak and actually have interviews with you guys that are subscribed to me, right? You guys that are like working and slugging it out, and I want to hear from you. I want to kind of put the spotlight on the people, the engineers that we kind of don't know about. There'll be a lot of engineers that maybe don't get the big artists, but they're very, very well known and very, very well respected in amongst certain areas. I want to speak to you, right? Okay, I want in your studios, right? I'm not going to lie, I want in your studios for your hardware, but I also want to speak to you and I want to learn how you do things. And I kind of want to give the audience, right? We're all here to learn. I want you guys to learn from these people, and I want just to take advice. I kind of want to do what Warren Hewitt did, and Warren Hewitt said it's all about experience. I've been and worked with so many different people. I want to speak to you. I'm interested in this. I want to delve deeper into how you do things, how you use things. I want to get more ideas about analog and how close analog is to digital and your workflow and what you're using, what you're liking. Is there certain gear that I don't know about that's kind of, again, there's little hidden tricks like the Roger Mayer preamps, right? Roger Mayer preamps, what, the 457s or something like that, I can't remember. But again, loads and loads and loads and loads of people are starting to use those preamps and getting really, really, really great results, but not many people know about it. You have to be in certain communities, and that's kind of what I'm thinking about. So I want to travel. There's been a few people already, would you believe it, right, that's actually said to me, Paul, I'd love for you to come down to my studio. I've got XYZ hardware. I'll let you do whatever you want to have. I'll let you have a filled in studio, and I'll make the tea, get the biscuits out, right? Perfect, right? I want to do that. And then another thing that I want to do is I'm going to start up a Patreon. And no, it's not going to be like, sorry, I've got an itchy nose, I can't help it. And no, it's not going to be like White Noise. I can't remember. Is it White Sea Studio? I can't remember. There's a White Noise studio and a White Sea studio, isn't there? The Dutch guy. It's shit. Him. Weiss or whatever his name is. I'm going to do a Patreon, but it's kind of a thing. I want to do unboxings, and I want to actually get hardware for myself. I don't want to stream it. I'm going to continue streaming and like use everything Access Analog has, but I want to get my hands on the real deal, okay? And I want to do unboxings. So what I'm going to do is I want to start up a Patreon, and then what I want to do is I want to kind of build it up. This is a crazy idea, but I just want to see if it's going to take legs and work. Is you put money in, and then when I get to a certain amount, right, I buy the first decent hardware that I can get my hands on. Right, so say if it's a DBX, you can get DBX 160, it's quite cheap, right? So say if it was like I got to £170, I'll buy a DBX, right, and then I'll shoot it out, right, and I'll do an unboxing because I love stuff like this, right? I love gear, I love touching stuff, right? You can't take me in a supermarket to touch everything, right? If I was in your studio, I'd start fucking twiddling my knobs and you go mental, right? So like I need to have my hands behind my back. I'm a toucher, only with the missus, okay? Hey, don't worry, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not going to touch you and stuff. Like, I'll touch your gear, but that's as far as the touching goes. Okay. Yeah. So basically, what I want to do is say like, shoot it out. Then do like unboxing, get it out, do all a nice little. I want you to share my excitement, right? Because I've never owned like analog gear, so I want to kind of show that like excitement. And then what I want to do is I want to sell it here, and you guys buy it, and whatever I buy it for, you guys buy it back at the same price. So if I get a bargain on it, that's what you buy it for, right? And if nobody wants to buy it, I'll put it on eBay or something, and we'll sell it. And then we'll keep on building, right? And we'll build to a point. So say, for example, I've got a DBX and I've got something else and something else and something else. And then I got a low budget. I started then buying Warm Audio or Clark Technic or whatever it is. Build my way up to the point where, say like we've got into the thousands and I'm buying, selling. We get to the point where the Patreon grows so much that basically I have thousands of pounds to spend on analog gear and just go out and buy analog gear. So if there's something that I want to shoot out and I can't get my hands on it, I can just go out and buy it. Or if some new analog gear comes out and nobody wants to give it to me, then I go out and buy it. It's a crazy idea. Even if it starts off small, it's fine. I just want to see how it works. And yes, the question would be, Paul, what are you going to do when you when you've bought all the analog gear? What are you going to do with the money? I don't know, I'll probably keep it. If it's like 10 grand, I'm like, oh, see you YouTube. Paul Thurder's officially retired. No, I don't know what to do, right? I've got an idea that if it got like crazy, right, and it was buy, sell, I would probably just buy loads of gear and then give it all away. Because it's not for me to make money off it, it's for the channel. And it would be, so for example, right, if I was to somehow manage to say get it's shit, right? I can't remember his name. It's shit. If I got to his level of 100k, right, so say like if I got to like 50k, I'd probably do a giveaway and I'd spend some of the money and like do a giveaway for one of the subscribers, okay? And if I got to 100k, I'd probably just like go, right, okay, that's we're done. I've got to 100,000 subscribers, that's we're done. Let's just spend all the money and let's just all give it away. Stuff like that. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. So I've got an idea to do that and see kind of where that goes. So hopefully there'll be a Patreon link down below. I don't know. I don't know how long it takes and stuff, okay? So that's kind of my ideas for that. In terms of my music stuff, I plan on getting my album done next year. I'm going to try and release maybe a single every 2 months, maybe do 6 singles, and then release the album, mix the album, and it'll be great for you guys because you guys have obviously seen the journey that I'm on and the techniques that I've kind of learned. And then what I'm also going to do is with every single that I release, I'm going to do a paid video showing how I broke it down. You might go, Paul, how dare you? I'm like, well, guys got to make fucking money, man, right? It's like, I don't, like, of course I would love to just sit there and quit my job, right? I have to go back to work. I've got to like double, like, I'm not a full-time YouTuber, right? I have a job, right? But I want to quit my job and you want to kind of help me out and help the channel out, then yeah, like I'll do full mix and breakdowns. You can see all the plugins you used, all the techniques you used, and if you really like the single, great. You can, I don't know much. I wouldn't be dear. I'm not going to rip you off. Like 99.99 or something. It's not going to be that dear. Like I don't know. There was like a 9.99 or something, right? There's 9.99. There's a wee video file for you, and you could. It's like an hour video about how I mixed the track and what I used and stuff like that, right? That's what I plan on doing. Okay, so that's my plan. This has been, I wanted to get to an hour because some of you might actually watch this all the way through. So it's going to be edited, so it's not going to be as long as an hour. I don't know, it might be 45 minutes or something. But hopefully you've watched it all the way through. Then this has been my 1,000 subscriber, even though I'm on more than 1,000 subscribers. This is my special video, my Q&A, and also giving you guys an idea of my plans for the channel. Hopefully you've learned stuff, and hopefully I've not offended that many people. A lot of people will have probably switched off, and you know, I know I speak fast and stuff, but then there's fucking subtitles, right? You can read, right? Stick on the subtitles. So, yeah, it's been a long video, but I kind of did it to get my watch time up. I had to do something, because I wanted to get monetized. But, guys, thank you so much. Honestly, guys, from the bottom of my heart, I love this community that we're creating. I actually feel like we're creating a community. And you guys are accepting me into your own little kind of sub-communities, and it's great. And I love the fact I've got people to share this passion with. I love it. I love it. Loads and loads more content. I can actually tell you now, I have already got a full list of videos for next year. I've actually planned it out week by week by week by week. there is enough content for the whole of 2021. So anybody that's wanting new stuff out, it would need to be something that was going to rank really high and something that the subscribers really wanted. So if plugin developers want to get in touch, you can get in touch, but brand new plugins are always going to take my priority, because I know that's what you guys want to see and you expect me to be one of the first guys in there. So new plugins are always going to be there. So I'm pretty cluttered, right? Again, I promised Melda I would do stuff, so I'm going to do a Melda video as well. And again, I want to help out smaller manufacturers. So if you're a smaller plugin developer, then again, get in touch. If you've got a video that you feel I can rank highly for, I'm not going to rehash, right? But again, somebody got in touch with me, I can't remember who it was, and they want me to kind of do the smart reverb. I can't remember what the plugin manufacturer is, but there's lots of videos. Produce Like a Pro's done it, loads of Mixbox TV, loads of people have already done it, and I'm like, I would love to work with you, but how about I do something that not many people know about? That's the kind of guy I am. I want to show you plugins that you've not heard about. I don't want to rehash what everybody's doing. If the only reason you're going to find videos that I've done, that loads of other people have done, is because they've copied me. Okay, I was in first, right? Okay, can't help if people want to copy the plugin shootout guy. Okay, so yeah, probably that's enough for me. I think that's enough waffling for today. I hope this has been alright. If you have, again, if you stayed right to the very end, right, tell me. I don't have anything to give you. There's no fucking giveaway, man, right? I'll just give you a wee thumb and say cheers, man. But honestly, I want to know if you've actually stuck all the way through the end and helped me get my watch time up. So thank you very much, guys. I appreciate, love all the support, love the community, I love what we're doing here. And yes, I don't plan on going away. Even though I'm going back to work next week, I'll be every Wednesday. I'll keep it consistent because I'm autistic. So check out the autism channel as well if you want to know more about my autism. And I will see you next